Good evening. Welcome to Sports News. I am Anil Thomas. Over the next half an hour, we'll take a look at what's in store as India gets ready for that perform or perish game in the Hockey World Cup in Bhubaneswar, where India is ready to take on Netherlands in a little while from now. The third quarter-final there currently on between Belgium and Germany. When reports last came in, both the teams were tied there in that tight contest, 1-1 between the two teams. We'll get you updates on that particular game and also take a look at what's in store in that big game between India and Netherlands today. But first up, let's take a look at how that particular game could play out today, on what could be the possibilities for Team India. What should Team India try different in that big game? Let's take a look at that preview in store on what could we expect in this high voltage clash between India and Netherlands there in Bhubaneswar. That's going to start at 7 p.m.
The Hockey World Cup has reached its business end, and for Team India, it's make or break time. A cracker of a contest awaits a billion-plus nation. Unbeaten at the World Cup so far, India now face the challenge of overcoming the formidable world number 4 Netherlands in the quarter-finals in Bhubaneswar. A win will help the hosts seal a spot in the semis. But history does not favour the hosts against the mighty Dutchmen, whom the Indians have never beaten in the World Cup. In the 6 earlier meetings at the quadrennial event, Netherlands defeated India 5 times, while 1 ended in a draw. The overall head-to-head record belongs to the Netherlands as well. In the 105 games played between the two sides so far, India have won 33, lost 48, while the rest ended in draws. Going by present form and rankings, there's hardly anything to differentiate between the two sides. While Netherlands are placed 4th in the current world rankings, India are a rung below in the 5th position. Both India and Netherlands have scored heavily in the pool stages. While India have scored 12 goals and conceded 3, the Dutch have pumped in 18 goals and conceded 5. In the likes of captain Billy Bakker, Seb van Aas, Jeroen Hertzberger, Mirko Pusja, Robert Kemperman, Thierry Brinkman, the Dutch have got plenty of experience in the midfield and its strike force. It will be a real test for the Indian defence on Thursday. The Indians too would be relying on their strikers Mandeep Singh, Simranjeet Singh, Lalit Upadhyay and Akashdeep Singh to continue their good work. The India-Netherlands duel is expected to be a fast-paced attacking encounter, with both the teams heavily relying on their goal-scoring abilities to come out winners.
India will chase a slice of history as they take on Netherlands in the quarterfinals of the Hockey World Cup. The last time they made it to the semi-final was way back in 1975. Manpreet Singh and company will be hoping to recreate history at the packed Kalinga Stadium. With cameraman Smurti, this is Tapush Bhattacharya, DD News, Bhubaneswar.
Well, what could we expect in that high-profile game? Well, joining us in the studios is Malay Nirav, our expert, who's going to give us an insight into what we could expect in this game, where two teams, I would say two opposites or two sides of a coin. One team that's directly reached the quarterfinals, the other had to play a crossover to reach there. Let's say welcome Malay Nirav in the studios. Malay, good evening. Welcome to the show. Malay, how would you look at it? Netherlands, we've never defeated them in the World Cup. But in this particular World Cup, things and form looks different. Would you say it's a close match, or would you say any team has the edge?
Well, it is a close match indeed, because if you look at the record, don't look at the statistics in the last 50 years or so, or what has happened there. But if you look at the last 10 years, in fact, it's ever since 2013, forget about 10 years, 5 years. In 5 years, there have been 9 matches played, 18 matches played. So if you look at those 18, or between the two countries, then you realize that the score has been even. 1 draw, and rest, both of them have scored the same number of victories. So it's not that it is a match between two unequals. It is a match between two equals, and both the teams have been playing attacking game. And this attacking game that you are seeing now is a new team spirit of the Team India under the chief coach Harendra Singh. So it is not as if it is going to be a battle of the lion and the goat. It is going to be a major battle where both the teams will try to do their best, and once they are able to reach that stage where they have to deliver, at the end of the day, whichever team does well will win.
Okay. We also got Tapas, our correspondent, tracking that particular story for us, joining us there from Bhubaneswar. Good evening. Welcome to Sports News. How would you look at it? Is it an even match there? Purely looking at what Netherlands has done in the World Cup before, as Malay says, don't look at history. Look at the current form. We both look even Stevens there on paper. How would you analyze it?
I completely agree with Malanira with that side that you have to look at the last 5 years, and in the last 5 years, if you see that you have played 9 matches, as Malanira rightly pointed out, and if you take a look at the rankings also, Netherlands just one rung above us, so it's they are 4th in the rankings and India is 5th in the ranking, so there is not much to choose from both sides when it comes to the ranking as well. But apart from that, you have to give. If you take a look at this tournament also, the one place that where Indian team can actually find a chink in the armor of Netherlands is the penalty corner conversion. Right now, Netherlands, the percentage of penalty corner conversion is basically 16%. And if you take a look at Indian team, on the other hand, they have a 33% conversion rate of penalty corner. So if you take a look at that, in that particular area of department, Indian team do have a slight advantage. Now, now let me play a devil's advocate here. Having said that, in the whole tournament, Netherlands have the best, record when it comes to making it and penetrating the circle. It is almost amazing. It's 186 times they have penetrated the circles, and they have also scored 18 goals. So, keeping in mind all these statistics, it is going to be a cracker of a contest. You don't want to put your money on any team. It is going to be something. Both teams, will be eager to, make it to the next round. Remember, whoever wins this match will be up against Australia, and that is going to be another one hell of a contest that people will be looking forward to. Now, if you take a look at these two matches, this second match, especially with India and Netherlands, you will have to say that India did have a lot of Dutch influence in their basic team. If you take a look at Roland Altman, he was the guy who actually got Netherlands the 1998 victory. Then you have Paul van As. Then you had Scott Marine, quite recently being the coach of the Indian team. So you had the Dutch influence on Indian team. So they know exactly what needs to be done to beat this side. Okay. The only glitch is that history is against them. But would they be able to, turn that and, script a new history? That's something that everyone will be keen to look at.
Okay. Purely looking at it from, a crowd perspective there, India would have that 12th man very much there on the ground, considering you have 15,000 and 15,000 rooting for Team India. Is that an added incentive there? There are few stadiums in the world where you play, you get the feeling, when the home team has the home crowd backing them, things become a bit more difficult for the opposition. Is that the same, does that same presence or does that same sound, would that disturb the Dutch team there in the middle when they come out to play that quarter final?
Well, Anil, whenever we spoke to Harinder, the coach of Indian team, he always maintained the fact that, this, crowd support is actually the 12th man, and they have actually helped Indian team, egg on at times, and especially in the last match against, even, against, for that matter, against Belgium, there are times, when the team, felt a little, down and out, but the way the crowd actually, gave them egg on, that actually helped them, come out with their A performance. And that's where Harinder believes that this match, on home crowd, will be a different ball game altogether. But having said that, we have seen, in front of a pack house, it can be this can be a double-edged sword. So how that goes on, that's something that we can only find out after 8:30. But we can always say that 15,000 people in the Kalinga Stadium will be rooting for Team India as they take the turf.
Also, does India has had a longer break there, a 5-day break before they play this particular game. Is that a big advantage going into this kind of a tournament? Because you would have fresh legs there in the middle to play 60 minutes of action, while Netherlands have played 60 minutes more there on the field. Is that a plus, or would you look at it as it doesn't matter there? You have more, 60 minutes more of action that you've enjoyed there at the Kalinga Stadium.
Yeah, it does. The 5-day break does tend to have a adverse effect. But then it's pretty obvious that Harinder would keep his words absolutely on their toes. And we spoke about that to the coach in one of the interviews, and he said that we are keeping every boy absolutely gung ho about this match. Even in the last night match, if you take a look at the way Argentina went out, and Argentina had a long gap. So that kind of had an adverse impact. Hopefully that is definitely not going to be the case. You can always say that that 5-day break actually gave them a lot of time to rejuvenate. But generally, before such a big match, you would like your team to be absolutely up and running. Okay. This team though is one of the fittest and one of the most skillful team you will ever see. There are 5-6 young players came right from the Junior World Cup, so they kind of give that extra enthusiasm and extra leg in the middle, especially when it comes to the last quarter. We have seen Indian team lag behind, and especially in the last quarter. That's something that one would hope doesn't happen here.
Okay, twice we've seen that in this particular World Cup too, where India has come out all guns blazing in that final quarter. Tapas, thank you and appreciate you joining us this evening with those updates. They will come back to you time and again as that big match, India versus Netherlands, begin. For more updates on that big game, will India be able to break that Netherlands, hoodoo that is there in the World Cup that we never beaten? Will history, play a different role when India hosts the World Cup, and will be able to, cross that hurdle and reach that semi-finals for the first time after 1975? That's the big question that we look forward to. But we still got Malay in the studios. Malay, looking at things that Tapas put across, two things: a 5-day break or a mini break kind of a thing in the middle of a World Cup did hamper Argentina, but it didn't make any difference to Australia. Is that a plus or a minus? How would you look at it?
Well, you see, as you rightly said, fresh legs do make some difference, and it is not a bad idea to have a break, a long break, to strategize, to see to it that you are playing a very crucial match. You have to break that jinx which is there for quite some time. You've not been able to reach the semi-finals for 43 odd years, so you have to do something great about it. But at the same time, let me tell you, taking a clue from what Manas was saying about the weaknesses and strengths, the relative weaknesses and strengths of the two teams, very quickly, if you want to summarize it. You see, while it is true that the penalty corner conversion rate is almost the double of what it was for the Dutch, for the Netherlands. Here it is 4-12, there it is 4-24.
True.
That's fine, but your defense is not invincible. That is where
Germans found the trick to
the Germans found the trick, and you have to be very sure. You have experienced players like Lakra, but you have to be sure that you don't allow them to penetrate. Don't forget, the Netherlands, besides playing very attacking game, are one of the best. They have the best dribblers.
True.
That is where the skill of dribbling will take you inside. They have penetrated the circle time and again.
True.
The highest number of penetration that you've seen has come from them just because of the skill which they have, which was the skill of the Indian team at one point of time. I'm reminded of Ashok Kumar. You see, the great man who used to dribble.
The winning goal.
Yes, who won the winning goal for India. Now, the thing is that all these things notwithstanding, the strikers in both the teams are super. You see, you have Simranjeet Singh, you have Mandeep, you have Lalit Upadhyay, you have Akashdeep, you have the best of the strikers. But your defense will have to stand there like the Rock of Gibraltar. Otherwise, for all you know, if they are able to penetrate and the goal, you see, they have played a mind game also.
True.
Have you heard this?
True.
The Netherlands players have said that we don't worry about the crowd. Once we are able to goal fast, the crowd will go silent.
True.
And once it is silent, then we are there.
Okay, just putting that particular mind game that they have played into perspective, is it going to be goal one that you see in the first quarter, or is it going to be a game on the fourth quarter? Most of the teams in this particular tournament have saved the best for last. The fourth quarter is where you see a bombardment of goals. Do we expect that here, or do we expect the Dutch to come out and say, quieten people there, quieten the Bhubaneswar crowd and also the world watching, get in that early goal and put pressure on India?
Well, they will try to put pressure on India. There's no doubt about that. But look, I'm not too sure about the last quarter in Indian play in the last quarter, because the way Belgium scored that goal against India and forced us to draw, a match which India could have easily managed in its favor. It went for a draw. So you have to store your energy. You have to see to it that your rotation is done in a way in which the best ones are playing in the last quarter, if you want to take it to the last quarter. But who would like to take it to the last quarter? I think the team has made itself so well that it's a real spirit of the team. They have shown that they can be the best attackers. They may not be the best defenders, but they can be the best attackers. And if they are the best attackers, well, go from the word go.
Okay, remember you can catch that match live. That match is coming live on TD Sports, so remember to catch that match live. The big match, India versus Netherlands, in a little while from now. Time now for us to slip into a short breather here. We hope and pray that Team India succeeds and is there to play that semi-final on another day.
नमस्कार क्या भैया?
सेप्टिक टैंक शौचालय के लिए।
सेप्टिक टैंक ये जब भर जाएगा तो कचरा कहाँ फेंकोगे?
फिर से लौटा यात्रा शुरू।
सुनिए,
2 गड्ढों वाले शौचालय के बारे में सुना है? नहीं सुना? आइए समझाते हैं।
देखिए 2 गड्ढा बनाइए। पहले वाला जब मल से भर जाएगा ना तो ये चालू हो जाएगा, और साल भर के अंदर इसके अंदर जो मल है ये खाद बन जाएगा, इसे खाली कर दीजिए। इसी तरह शौचालय जो है वो आजीवन चलता रहे, न बीमारी फैलेगी न बदबू।
और पैसे?
अरे वो सेप्टिक टैंक से कई गुना सस्ता। हाँ, क्या समझे?
शौचालय 2 गड्ढों वाला ही बनवाना है
और स्वच्छता को सदा अपनाना है।
ये दवाएं जल्दी प्लीज, जल्दी कीजिए।
तुमने बिल तो लिया ही नहीं।
अरे जल्दी में हूँ ना।
पक्के बिल के बगैर सामान के नकली पाए जाने पर ना तो उसे बदल पाएंगे, न ही किसी तरह की कानूनी क्षतिपूर्ति ही मिलेगी। दवाएं और खाने पीने की चीजें नकली होने से तो जिंदगी भी खतरे में पड़ सकती है।
सही बात है, आप बिल दीजिए।
जब भी पैसे दें पक्का बिल हाथों हाथ लें।
अरे कहाँ जा रहे हो? रात से मुन्नी को बहुत तेज बुखार है, डॉक्टर को दिखाने क्लिनिक जा रहे हैं।
तो सरकारी अस्पताल लेके जाना, वहाँ 1 साल तक बच्चे का इलाज मुफ्त होता है।
जननी शिशु सुरक्षा कार्यक्रम में माँ के लिए गर्भावस्था और डिलीवरी से जुड़ी जांच और इलाज, और बच्चे के लिए 1 साल की उम्र तक जांच और इलाज की सुविधाएं पूरी तरह मुफ्त। दवा, जांच, आना जाना, नॉर्मल या ऑपरेशन वाली डिलीवरी, उस वक्त अस्पताल में रहना, खाना और 1 साल तक के शिशु का इलाज भी। तो आज ही अपने नजदीकी सरकारी अस्पताल से संपर्क करें।
सही नहीं है। ये अभी भी खुले में शौच गलत है। हाँ? गलत है। मिलकर आवाज उठाओगी तो गांव वालों को ये आदत बदलनी पड़ेगी।
जब मिलकर बोलेगी नारी तो सुनेगी दुनिया सारी। जब मिलकर बोलेगी नारी सुनेगी दुनिया सारी। दरवाजा बंद तो बीमारी बंद। तुम अपना दिमाग लड़ाओगी, लुटे वालों को समझाओगी, शौचालय का रास्ता दिखाओगी। दरवाजा बंद तो बीमारी बंद। गांव खुले में शौच की आदत बदलेगा, फिर कोई नहीं बीमार पड़ेगा। जब दरवाजा बंद तो बीमारी बंद।
आप भी शौचालय का उपयोग कीजिए और भारत को स्वच्छ बनाइए।
मैडम
क्योंकि दरवाजा बंद तो बीमारी बंद।
Welcome back. There's another quarter-final that's currently on between Belgium, who's come through the crossover way, while Germany, they're out in the middle trying to make things work. But as we speak, things stand even Stevens there. Both the teams there. Germany first taking the lead in the second quarter. Belgium coming back, drawing level. So things standing 1-1 in that big game there. We'll have to wait and watch. Is it going to go the English way, or will Germany be able to make it counter and go into the semi-finals?
A bit like George Finney yesterday, opted to go.
Well, moving from hockey to cricket and moving down under, where Perth has been synonymous with pace and bounce for the last 5 decades. However, a new drop-in wicket at Perth, and with the host trailing in the 4-match series, things don't look great for the Aussie team. India looked the better side in the pace and batting department, but can they consolidate their grip, or will the host bounce back over the next 5 days?
The
New cricketing stadium in Perth is all set to host its first test match with India and Australia resuming their rivalry after a short 3-day break. India have been dealt a massive blow on their ongoing tour of Australia as Rohit Sharma, Ravichandran Ashwin joined Prithvi Shaw to be ruled out of the second test match. Shaw, who missed the first test due to an ankle injury, has not recovered from the knock and continues to rehabilitate with the hope to get full fitness ahead of the third test, whereas Rohit will miss the third test due to a bad back. The hitman jerked his back while fielding during the Adelaide test, while Ashwin, who had a brilliant opening test, will miss the upcoming match due to an abdominal strain on his left side. India have recalled Bhuvneshwar Kumar to the side after he was left out from the playing 11 in the opening match of the 4-match test series, whereas all-rounder Ravindra Jadeja has replaced Ashwin, who has been ruled out due to the abdominal strain. Hanuman Vihara, who was the 12th man in the Adelaide test, has also retained his place, and the chances are huge that he might get the final nod in the playing 11 as Rohit will miss the upcoming test. Seamer Umesh Yadav also comes back in the 13-man squad due to the fact that the Perth pitch will offer plenty for pacers. Virat Kohli has plenty of options with the pace battery as Ishant, Mohammad Shami, Jasprit Bumrah, Bhuvneshwar Kumar and Umesh Yadav all feature in the 13-man squad, whereas Murali Vijay and KL Rahul retain their place in the team. Australia are trailing 1-0 in the 4-match series after a 31-run defeat in Adelaide and will be looking to bounce back and come hard at India in the second match. The record in Perth also favours the home side, with Australia having won 3 of the 4 test matches they have played against India at the WACA. It is their fortress until they lost against Anil Kumble's Indian team in 2008. But a closer look at India's record at the recent past on extreme pitches overseas tells a different story altogether. Australia must be careful and not get too carried away with the fast pitch in Perth, and with Mitchell Starc, Josh Hazlewood and Pat Cummins in their lineup, as India have managed to pull off some amazing wins on tough wickets. When the coin goes up for the toss at the Perth Stadium on Friday morning, Aussie captain Tim Paine could be forgiven for hoping it comes down in India's favour. From Mark Taylor to Ricky Ponting and Michael Clarke, Australian skippers have typically had little hesitation batting first on home soil. But Friday's decision is more complex with the new Perth Stadium and its drop-in wicket, something of an unknown quantity. Sports Desk, DD News. Well, a quick look at that big test match in Perth with Malay in the studios. Malay, how would you look at this particular test match? You know, Ravichandran Ashwin, your star bowler, is out. Rohit Sharma, though he didn't have a significant role to play, but is out of this particular test match. Prithvi Shaw is gone. The openers get, I would say a lifeline in this game. But how would you look at a bowling attack? Is the bowling attack sufficient or efficient enough to trouble the Aussies there?
Well, look at this new Perth pitch.
Okay.
It has got the same soil as WACA's, but it has got green grass. Okay. Not only on the pitch, but also in the outfield. It has got, and India has got the best pace battery ever. So there's nothing to worry for India as such. And this is what the Indian captain has been saying repeatedly, that we are the best pace battery attack, best pace attack that we have, and we are looking forward to this kind of a green which we think will go in our favor.
Okay,
but let me just finish this. That you see, the problem here is that the Australian batting has been dwindling over the past. They have seldom crossed the 300 mark. In fact, only once in the last so many innings that they have played. So they will have to pull up their socks. So far as India is concerned, Indian bowlers are one of the best right now in terms of their pace, and they are the ones who can do something great on this pitch, which the curator has claimed, Anil, is the bounciest ever.
Okay.
Bounciest ever.
Okay. Yeah, one final word. Will it be a good toss for either captains to lose? You don't know how the wicket, it's a drop-in wicket, it's a new wicket, you don't know what to expect. Would it be nice for either captains not, for the first time you walk out in the middle, hoping that you don't win the toss and, you are not left with the option of choosing what to do on this.
If you ask me, my gut feeling is that Australia would prefer to bat in any case if they win the toss. They are not the ones who would like to chase on their own grounds. They would prefer to bat.
Okay.
Regardless of what is going to happen on that unpredictability of the pitch, notwithstanding, they would prefer to bat. But so far as India is concerned, the wait and watch strategy and the follow-up strategy and the chasing strategy of the Indian team is certainly something which the Indian captain will look forward to. So in that case, it might be a good toss to lose.
Okay, a good toss to lose. We'll leave it there.